Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and I thought we could take a couple minutes about that leadership position at DC Films. Well, as many of you know, Warner Bros. Discovery is searching for their own Kevin Feige-like executive to oversee the whole DC Extended Universe moving forward. This has been something many fans have thought for a long time. Really needs to happen, and it looks like it's finally in the works. Now recently, we got a report from Variety, and they are eyeing one particular individual who has a lot of experience with DC characters, and that would be Greg Berlanti. But let's back up just a little bit. If you remember correctly, Warner Bros. CEO David Zaslav supposedly wants to have his own Kevin Feige-like figure to oversee the DC universe. Up until this point, that's kind of been Walter Hamada. But to be fair, it's pretty clear to many people that we really need someone with a greater creative vision to kind of drive the cohesive shared world so they can mirror the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I actually think this is one reason Alan Horn was brought on board. Now, we got a new article from Variety, and the team over there has kind of shed some light on some of the potential candidates for that position. And it appears that the Arrowverse boss, Greg Berlanti, is the top contender. Now, as well as overseeing many of the shows on the CW like Arrow and The Flash, he's currently working on that HBO TV series for Green Lantern. And the trade has described that particular series as the biggest, most ambitious DC adaptation mounted by the prolific producer. Now, the report does not say he's actually currently in talks with Warner Bros. To take up the position, but he's just being referred to as the potential lead candidate. The big question ultimately is whether Berlanti would even take the job or not, and the team at Variety is reporting that that aspect of that question is not very clear, and they're not even sure if offered the position he would even take it. Now, there are some other people in the running, including Dan Lin, Michael DeLuca, and even Walter Hamada himself. But it appears to me that more than likely Greg Berlanti will be in the lead position here, and actually has the most experience making DC content. He is also a DC fanboy and knows the material, and I actually think this is as important of a base of knowledge that Kevin Feige has that's led him to success as his understanding on how these things are made. Now, I hear a couple of you groaning about Berlanti kind of being in charge of everything, and I'm not saying the guy is perfect, but let's be pretty clear. What he created over on the CW really was unique and massive. Those shows all have a rather small budget and are very limited in the production value he can actually produce. Quite honestly, several of those shows, especially in the first couple seasons, were excellent. And even with the handful of misses that did go on from the CW, most of the content they produced was really good. And when they had to bring everything together on one page in some of those crossover events, his ability to produce this content actually shined. Now, first and foremost, Berlanti would actually have to take the job to make this happen, and that might be the biggest challenge of it all. He is, like I said, entrenched in that Green Lantern series right now, and he may not want to take up this particular leadership position, especially with all the volatility surrounding this project right now. Now, obviously, we're going to follow everything going on with the new DC Universe and who they find for their Kevin Feige position. Whether it's Greg Berlanti or somebody else, it's pretty clear they are on the hunt to fill this role, and I actually think it's probably going to be the key in them developing this 10-year plan that seems to be at the center of everything DC. Obviously, we're going to follow it all until we get some actual results. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the DC Films updates. But until we know more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Greg Berlanti taking over the lead position at DC Studios? And based on his body of DC work, do you have a favorite project? I have to say, those early couple seasons of The Flash were excellent. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.